Welcome to the Swisher Podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening. Make sure you go on Instagram and follow me at SwisherENT. Make sure you also go on YouTube and hit that subscribe button so you get a notification when the new videos is coming out. Make sure you also hit the subscribe button and the follow button on any of the streaming platforms, which is Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or SoundCloud, so you get a notification when the next podcast is coming out. Thank you so much for listening once again, and I hope you enjoy. Welcome back. Another episode of the Swisher Podcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the last two episodes that I shared yesterday. So make sure you guys go check those out if you haven't. If this is your first time listening to this podcast, I appreciate you tuning in and supporting a podcast from someone you probably don't even, well, you definitely don't know. But thank you so much for tuning in anyway and giving it a chance and listening to the podcast. But I hope you enjoy. You know, this podcast is just an opinionated podcast on trending topics, sports, and whatever I really feel like talking about. And, you know, people tune in and listen and just to hear my opinion or for whatever reason, I appreciate it. Shout out to all the old listeners that's been listening since day one. I appreciate you guys. Without you guys, you know, I wouldn't be able, this podcast wouldn't be anything. You know, this podcast is built off of how many people are listening. So if there was no one listening, it wouldn't be a podcast, or there would be just be a podcast, no one listening. But thank you guys so much for supporting the podcast and listening so far. A lot to talk about today, man. Last episode, I was talking about how Dwayne Wade's son was changing into a female, transgender. Now it's his trans daughter. So, you know, I had talked about Lil Boosie, but I didn't even know that Lil Boosie had said something about it. And I was on Instagram today, and I saw that he had got banned from like Planet Fitness or something like that. I guess he recorded this video in Planet Fitness that I will play for you guys. Just stay tuned when he was talking about Dwayne Wade's trans daughter. And, you know, he just said some things that a lot of people, I guess, didn't like, you know, but we're going to dive more into that. You know, I also talked about that Pop Smoke. If you guys know who Pop Smoke is, he was a rapper that got shot and killed in Hollywood Hills, somewhere in California. Only 20 years old, upcoming rapper from Brooklyn, New York. You know, he was definitely on the rise, and, you know, he was, you know, shot and killed, and, you know, it's either a robbery or you know, there's more to that story also. So stay tuned, listen to if you want to hear more about that story. But once again, this is Swisher Podcast. Make sure you guys go on Instagram and follow me at SwisherENT. That is also my TikTok. I've recently made a TikTok, so go on TikTok and follow me at SwisherENT also, so you'll be able to watch some TikToks that I make. You know, I try to be creative on the TikTok, so definitely go check that out. And make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you are a new listener, hit that subscribe button on Apple Podcasts so you get a notification when the podcast come out. And when I say a notification, you get a banner, like you get a text message. If you have an iPhone, you get that same type of banner on top of your, you know, on the front of your phone. And it's just as a banner that lets you know when the new episode drops. It tells you what episode and whatnot. You can just swipe it and go right to it. So make sure you guys do that. And, you know, if you have Spotify, SoundCloud, follow me on those platforms also. But yeah, I'm going to start with this Dwayne Wade thing, man. Dwayne Wade's son is now his youngest son is now his trans daughter. And a lot of people have had a lot of things to say about this. And, you know, I was on Instagram and I was looking, I was like, yo, what is everybody talking about? I saw Lil Duval was like, you can't get mad at people for their own opinion and blah, 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 blah. You know, today we are so PC, politically, you know, so correct like that. I feel like, you know, people really can't say what they want to say in a day of having a platform where you're able to really say what you want to say. You know, it's like the wrong time to have a platform like this. But, you know, Lil Boosie has said something and said some things. And, you know, a lot of people were definitely outraged about it. But, you know, people grow up in different environments in different areas, so you can't really get, I mean, I don't know, I can say that now, but let me just play this little Boosie clip of him, what he said, so you guys know what I'm talking about, and then we'll have more context of the whole situation.
I gotta say something about this shit, bro. Dwayne Wade, you going too fucking far, dog. That is a male, a 12-year-old. At 12, they don't even know what their next meal gonna be. They don't have shit figured out yet. He might meet a woman, anything, at 16 and fall in love with her. But his dick be gone. How you gonna, like, bro, you going too far, dog. Don't cut his dick off, bro. Like, bruh, for real. If he gonna be gay, let him be gay. But don't cut his dick off, bro. Like, don't address him as a woman, dog. He's 12 years old. He's not up there yet. He hasn't made his final decisions yet. Don't cut his fucking dick off, Dwayne Wade, bro. You fucking tripping, dog. You tripping, dog. You tripping, dog.
Now that was your boy Lil Boosie giving his opinion on the whole situation. And you know, Boosie's a very outspoken person. If you guys been following Boosie, he's been if you don't know who Boosie is, first of all, he's a rapper from Louisiana, Baton Rouge. Either Louisiana, Baton Rouge, I'm not sure, one of those areas. But you know, he's a person that always gives his honest opinion and how he feels. And you know, people that grow up in different areas are obviously going to have different opinions on certain things. And you know, a lot of people didn't like his opinion, but you know, I feel like everybody got their own opinion on different things. I don't really want to talk or have really too much of an opinion on it at this moment, but I do feel like, you know, today's society, when a lot of this trends and all this stuff is being displayed and being shown as much, you know, it wasn't like this 20, 30, 50 years ago. It wasn't like out like that. It wasn't so much displayed on TV shows, on the internet, on TV. No, excuse me. It wasn't displayed as much as it is in today's society. So I think a lot of the times when Boosie, I think what he was trying to say is like, he's only 12 years old. You know, how can he really make a decision like that so early, especially with the influence of the internet, influence of movies, and the influence of just other people? You know, right now he can just be going through a phase and being influenced by what he's seen on the internet and other people. And, you know, he may not feel like that in like 3 to 4 years from now. So I just feel like he's just saying, this is me just trying to explain maybe what Boosie said. This isn't my opinion. This is me just explaining what Boosie may have been trying to say, just in a different way. That don't all the way do that so early. At least wait till he's about 18. If he still feels that way, then make that action. But so early to do that is I don't know. I guess Boosie's saying it's just too early right now. And that's just a PC type of way I would explain what Little Boosie was trying to say. And you know, it's just people gotta understand that everyone's from different backgrounds, everyone's from different areas, and they might not be able to explain themselves as a certain way for America or whatever, everybody in the world to accept or, you know, be able to understand. But yeah, you know, the whole situation is crazy. It'd be great to see how all this, you know, comes out. You know what I'm saying? How all this in a few weeks or whatever is going on. I'm not even sure. I guess the kid's about to get a whole change, get the whole process done. So it'll be just interesting to see how the media covers it and different things. But you know, if that's what the kid wants to do and if that's how the kid feels, then, you know, all for his son or his trans daughter, all for her. And yeah, man, I guess just do what you gotta do, yo. And yeah, but that's just just crazy, you know, that Boosie got on there and said he was just wild, he was reckless with it, and I feel like that just got under a lot of people's skin. But it's all good. Boosie's still the man, you know what I'm saying? We still love you, Boosie. And yeah, that's how that played out. Yeah. But yeah, the rappers are getting knocked off like it's the 90s. Whew. That might be the title. Rappers getting knocked off like it's the 90s. Man. And, you know, it's very unfortunate to see or to hear about these guys getting killed and shot, yo. You know, this, you know, you spend all your time hustling, making it get that far, and then right when you get there, you move out your hood trying to do better to a nicer place, and you still have to deal with things like this unless you makes you feel like you're not safe anywhere, you know, especially since he was in his own house. And, you know, today I was on Instagram, which is where I get most of the news, and somebody said it wasn't even a robbery, it was a targeted hit. And, you know, I don't know any of the backstory. I don't know who he had beef with. That's something that we'll have to find out later. But, you know, TMZ had a surveillance video of 4 or 5, between 2 to 6 guys, well, at least 4 dudes going in the house. I think 2 in the front, 1 in the front, 1 in the back. I don't know. But, you know, Pop Smoke was the only one shot and killed. He was the only one shot in general. And, you know, apparently it was a setup. It was a targeted hit. I don't know. I don't want to comment on too much on something I'm not really 100% sure. But this is just, I'm just reading what the news, what TMZ has reported. But apparently it was a targeted hit. They didn't even take anything. It kind of makes it even like worse. Like somebody would do that, and it lets you know you're not even safe in your own home once you get this type of fame. You know, everyone wants to be famous. Everyone wants all the money, but you know that comes with a very big price that a lot of people have to pay. And you know, a lot of these rappers, a lot of these guys don't even live to see 25, let alone like 24. You know, a lot of these guys are getting killed. This guy, Pop Smoke, was only 20 years old. 20 years old. He was probably born in the 2000s, or right at the 2099, probably like a few months from the 2000s. So just to think about a guy like 10 years ago, this kid in 2010, I was a freshman in high school. This kid was only 10 years old. So that just lets you know how young this guy was, for those of you who are listening. And it's just sad to see people who are so talented go so early and go in such a horrible way. You know, it's been a lot of that going on lately within the rap, or, you know, in the culture. And, you know, somebody made a good point earlier. It's like in other genres of music, you don't hear about them. You don't hear country singers taking other country singers out. You don't hear just people taking country singers out. You don't hear about things like this, you know. It's only within the culture, the black. I don't want to say black, but the culture. You know what I mean by the word culture. It's only us taking us out. We are really the only ones we need to be afraid of. Honestly, we need to watch out for each other, because we are taking each other out, and not lifting each other up. And it's just very sad to see it. And like I said, you don't see this within country. You know, you might see a drug overdose or by something like that, but you don't see them killing each other. And, you know, I said they out here killing rappers like it's the 90s. And it's just so sad that, you know, people just, you get the news so quick nowadays, and, you know, you get the surveillance, you get everything. And it's just very unfortunate that had to happen to that young man. And I pray for his family. I pray for his associates, anybody that was associated with him, his friends, the people that were with him every day. I pray for his mother, who honestly just read that she put her house up to get him out of jail when he was back in New York a few months ago in jail. So I pray for his mother. I pray for any type of family, all his family. And I don't think he had any kids, but if he had any kids, I pray for them too, man. It's just so sad to see things like this happen. And I really hope that we can pull together as a society, as a people, and just stop this violence, man. This violence is puts everybody on edge. It's eerie. And you know, let's just take a moment to just pray for all these young males who's out here making all this money, making these big business moves, and pray for their safety, and pray that we won't take each other out, because it's not good. You know, it's not looking good for us. We are our biggest threat lately. We are our biggest threat. We take each other out, and it's just sad. It's very, very sad. So rest in peace once again to Pop Smoke. I'm going to keep covering the story. Anything else I find out, I will definitely report tomorrow or on the next podcast, whenever the next podcast. I might do 2 podcasts today, but definitely report to tomorrow. And, you know, it's just crazy out here, man. You know, I'm out here hustling, doing my thing. You know, so hopefully one day I'll be able to live a life where, you know, I'm able to do something I love doing, just like all these guys, and make a good amount of money while doing it. But Yeah, man, it's just, and he had some good music too. I wasn't a big fan. Like, I didn't listen too much of his music because I thought like New York. I was just like assuming it was like from New York. I'm not really a big fan of New York type music, but he had a different flow, a different feel. He had the beats. If you haven't, go listen to his songs. The beats were different. The beats were gets you hyped. You know, you about to go play some ball. You about to go work out or something. You know, put on some Pop Smoke. You don't get hyped. You don't get turned up. So, you know, definitely enjoy his music, what I've heard so far, and you know, to hear his music and the type of wave he had, and to see probably a big future this young man had and would have had, and it's just sad, like I said, to see such a great talent, and I hope they find whoever did this, you know, make an example out of these guys, or whoever, you know, let these people know they can't just be out here doing this. You know, jealousy is a disease, so is hate, and so is all this stuff, and it's spreading, man. It's spreading all over, and we gotta just watch out for yourselves. But yeah, man, once again, this is the Swisher Podcast. Make sure you guys go on YouTube and subscribe to the YouTube channel at Swisher Podcast. I would appreciate that so much. I work so hard to bring you guys this podcast almost every day. I appreciate you guys for listening. All you have to do is listen. But if you want to hit the like button, if you want to hit that subscribe button, if you want to, you know what I'm saying, whatever you want to do to support the podcast, I appreciate it. At this point, I feel like this is just part of my, like, the day now. I've been doing this for so long. This is like the 139th, 140th episode. So, you know, I've been hustling it out, and I appreciate everyone for listening to the podcast. Definitely been doing my thing, and hopefully me doing my thing on my end motivates you to do your thing, and we can all succeed out here in this world, and you know, prosper and have that financial freedom, or have that whatever you're looking to have in your life. I pray that you get that. I pray that you will be successful. I pray that you will have a very fulfilling life. You will have a beautiful family. You will have everything that you ever wanted and more. And, you know, that's just something that that's the type of energy I put out. That's the type of energy everyone should put out. That's the type of energy I want you to get from listening to this podcast. You can hear my voice, the dedication I have to do this. I want you to be inspired to be the best person you can be. I want you to be inspired to go out and make someone's day, you know, do something nice for someone, because, you know, you see how people are just losing their lives at a dime a minute, or, you know, a dime a second, whatever is the slang, you know, and make someone's day, you know, do something different every day. Do something that is going to improve your day every day, because you never know what can happen or who can happen to the people around you. So definitely enjoy every day, and yeah, just be the best person that you can be. That's the only way to really go about it. And if you do that, and I promise you do those things, you will be all right. You will be all right, and you'll be all right. You know, it's only one way to go when you hustling. Stand to what you got to do. Stay prayed up. It's only one way to go. It is up, and you will succeed. You will succeed at everything that you put your mind, your hard work, and dedication. You know, every podcast I say, hard work does not go unnoticed. So keep grinding. Keep doing what you got to do. I'm going to keep grinding. I'm going to keep doing what I got to do on my end. And you know what I'm saying? I'll meet you at the top. You know what I'm saying? I'll meet you at the top, because that's the only way to go when you stay true to the game, stay true to what you want to do, and just stay true to the hustle. And don't ever let nobody tell you can't do what you want to do. Don't ever let nobody tell you that you can't do something. The word can't shouldn't be a part. Don't ever let anybody tell you can't, first of all. But yeah, just do what you got to do. Stay positive, stay prayed up, and, you know, this is Swisher Podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening to another great episode. If you like this, hit that like button. If you like this, hit that subscribe button. Shit, download it too. You know what I'm saying? Do all that, because that's all going to look good for my stats, and I appreciate that for supporting me. But once again, this is Swisher Podcast. Make sure you guys go on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Instagram, at SwisherENT. Follow me on there. If you have any type of content you want to get on the podcast, send it to me at SwisherENT in the DMs, or you can email it to me at SwisherEntertainment95 at gmail.com. and that is swisherentertainment95@gmail.com, and I'll make sure I get back to you as soon as possible. But once again, it's Swisher Podcast, and I'm out.